In this lesson, you'll use the Tostring Conversion method to convert any variable into a string, and use the cast method to force C# to recognize a variable as a certain type. To begin, open the Shining Stone sample file from your Sample Files folder. And open the code behind file of buy.aspx. We are now going to convert the contents of an int variable into string data by using the Tostring method. You've seen the Tostring method used a few times already in this course. Almost every type of variable has a Tostring method that allows you to change its data into string data. Add the following code to the end of the button submit order click event handler. String phone number text 2 equals phone number dot tostring. This converts the integer data in the phone number variable into string data and stores it in the new phone number text 2 string variable. We are now going to use the Tostring method to format a date. The Tostring method behaves differently for different variable types. For some variable types, you can change how the resulting string is formatted by providing a format string as an argument. Arguments are the values you enter in the brackets when you call a method. You'll learn more about arguments in Lesson 6.6. Add the following code to the page load event handler. DateTime today's date equals datetime.now. String formatted date equals today's date dot tostring dd mmm yyyy. Response dot write formatted date. This code creates a datetime variable called today's date, containing today's date. The date is then converted into a string using the Tostring method with an argument of dd mmm This is the format string. There are many different symbols you can use in format strings, but some of the most common are D for day, capital M for month, Y for year, H for hour, lowercase m for minute, and S for second. You can learn more about date format strings from Microsoft's help files. This format string tells the Tostring method to display a 2-digit day, a 3-letter month, and a 4-digit year. View the page in your browser and you can see that the date is formatted correctly. Close your browser now. The last way of converting variables is called casting. Casting is usually used when the type of the variable is ambiguous. For example, when faced with a value such as 123.45, C# cannot determine whether the number represents a float, double, or decimal value. Remove all code from the page load event handler and add the following: decimal number equals 100.75. As you can see, 100.75 is underlined in red. If you move your cursor over it, you can see that it is not being recognized as a decimal value. In Lesson 5.5, you discovered one solution for this problem when you postfixed the number with the letter M. Using a cast, however, you can make sure that the value is recognized as a decimal even without the letter M. Change the code to the following: decimal number equals begin brackets decimal end brackets 100.75. Putting the type in brackets before the number casts it to that type. Note that you could have done the same thing using the convert.toDecimal method. On the next line, add the following code: float number equals begin brackets float end brackets decimal number. Here you have used cast to convert the decimal value into a float value. There aren't convert and parse methods for all variable types, but cast works for every type. Remove all of the code from both of the event handlers. You've now completed Lesson 5.9. Convert variables using cast and toString.